It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your Mr. Politician? It's good to see you.
3FM Adamu is my name, regular anchor, Unity Train. By the way, Unity Train, we're reaching you live from the hills of ZINARIYA in just North Plateau State, Nigeria. So this is just 1 hour program, not 1 hour 30 minutes as usual, because we are observing Ramadan, and throughout Ramadan period is going to be for 1 hour. And so please, you also have to know that the second 30 minutes of the program is actually where you get to join the conversations. And so very quickly, let's see what we'll be able to do within this first 30 minutes of the program. And by the way, today is Thursday, the 14th day in the month of March, the year 2024. And so Professor Paveno H. Bamayi is in the studio, Dean Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. Is in the studio. I'll let him say a very big good morning, because he will never stop doing that. Even though Prof has forgotten to ask if I have eaten yesterday.
Yeah, because it's Ramadan and Lent, maybe you're fasting.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's a time of fasting and meditation and prayers.
Yes.
Beautiful good morning, Hulbi. Beautiful, wonderful good morning to you viewers and listeners in other parts of the world where it's not morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is 93.3 FM radio and Unity TV. Those of you watching via Facebook, YouTube, satellite TV, we're glad to have all of you. And our radio audience, you've always been there. We're glad that you're joining us on Unity Train. Let's all together take a fantastic ride to a fantastic destination. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. this beautiful, wonderful morning. And let me use this opportunity once again to remind you of those goals, those visions, those dreams, those resolutions for 2024. Are they SMART? SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So how far, so far, have you gone as far as your objectives are concerned? Your goals, your dreams, your visions are concerned. How far have you gone? Remember, they said time waits for no man. Today is already Thursday. Tomorrow the week is going to end. Today is the 4th day of Ramadan, 1445 after Hijrah. And the days are moving very fast. How far have you gone with those fantastic goals, those dreams that you have for 2024? That house you want to build, have you gotten the land? Have you laid the foundation? Are the blocks being laid? Is the building rising up? That book you wanted to write, how many chapters have you written? Remember, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And while you're at it, always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
By the way, today is World Kidney Day, and so I'm so glad that we'll be talking about it today. And the second 30 minutes of this program is going to be time dedicated for such an awareness. And so please stay tuned, and I'm sure you will not regret you did. Don't forget, peace is priceless. According to most of our callers, they will always say peace is priceless, and I join them in that spirit, saying peace is priceless. And okay, in the studio again I have Manga Daniel, medical student at Hill College of Nursing, Jos, and the president of HEED. Well, I get to ask him later what that stands for, international. And also Josiah Mildred, students of Hill College of Nursing, Jos, and staff of HEED International. Anyway, later you get to hear from them, even more than just an introduction. So, Prof, well, maybe we'll start talking about, is it federal government restores electricity to Niger, lift sanctions, reopen border, Or you would prefer we begin by that which has to do with NASU?
Well, let's begin from NASU issue that has been pending for some time.
All right.
Not just NASU, it's also SANU and then NAT. SANU is the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities. NASU is the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Tertiary Institutions. And then NAT is the National Association of Academic Technologies. When ASU were being paid the arrears of 2022 8-month strike, so far ASU has been paid, I think, up to 4 months of the 8 months arrears. SANU, NASU, and NAT that also took part in a strike in 2022 for 4 months. ASU was on strike for 8 months. NASU, SANU were on strike for about 4 months before they called off the strike based on the promises made by the federal government, which were never fulfilled and have not been fulfilled up to today. But as ASU was being paid, SANU, NASU, and NAT did not receive anything. So far, ASU have received at least half of the arrears owed in 2022.
Okay.
Whereas SANU, NASU, NAT have not received anything of their 4 months. Remember, ASU's on is 8 months, that of SANU, NASU, NAT is 4 months. So they were hoping that when ASU was being paid, at least the government will also pay them something out of the arrears, maybe 2 months to make it half. The way ASU's on is 4 months, making it half of the arrears owed. But nothing was done by the federal government of Nigeria. And so SANU, NASU, and NAT have tried to engage the government to ensure that something is done. This is money that legitimately belongs to members of these unions.
Okay.
But the federal government has refused to pay it. They have written letters. They have tried to engage the government. Even as it is now, the engagement is not over. They are still trying to engage the government. But so far, the government has been recalcitrant. The government has been reluctant. The government has not been willing to pay those arrears that are owed of 2022 strike period, 4 month strike period. And so they have declared that they will begin a nationwide strike on the 18th. That's Monday, 18th March. If this strike goes ahead, it has the potential to cripple our universities. Why? Because members of these unions are the ones that open offices. They are the ones that ensure that there is water in the university. They are the ones that ensure that there is electricity in the university. They are the ones that ensure that there is security in the university. They are the ones that ensure that there is hygiene, health in the university, and other things. Literally, they are involved in every part of the university administration. So if they are on strike, it means who is going to open the gates to the universities? Who will open the offices? Who will attend to the files that are piled up or are piling up? Who is going to be the one that will clean the classes or the offices? Who are the ones that will dispatch the mails? Who are the ones that will ensure that there is sanitation, in our various university campuses? Who will ensure that we have water? Who will ensure that we have electricity? And many other things that they do. In fact, it means that the universities will be crippled if this strike goes ahead. And it is a warning strike for 7 months. It means 7 days. A warning strike for 7 days. It means for 7 days we'll be having inactivity in our universities as a warning. And then if the federal government refuses to attend to the demands, then they will declare a total, comprehensive, and indefinite strike of SANU, NASU, and NAT. And that will not be good for the university system.
Prof, you made mention of the government not being willing, and you also mentioned refusal. But hasn't there been any opening to have a dialogue, to have a talk with all of those unions?
Well, the unions have been looking for opportunities for dialogue. They have written, they have tried to engage the government, That's why I said the government is not willing. Because the government has refused to properly dialogue with these unions and say, look, we are aware of your predicament, your problem, your challenges. This is what we are going to do, ABC. Give us some time. We will get it done.
Okay.
But there has not been any positive response from the government.
Prof, do you see the government coming into Harvard to have an open arm so that they can discuss to avert this one strike anytime soon?
That is what I'm hoping they will do, because the government is very, very fond of last-minute reactions. They will wait until the 11th hour. Maybe on Sunday before the strike, they will call an emergency meeting and meet with them and say, okay, begin to receive the alerts so you don't go on strike.
Do you perceive in the spirit of solidarity other union bodies joining this?
There are already 3 unions, so they are very strong. These 3 unions alone are enough to cripple the university system. So they don't need the help of other unions, because NLC cannot call other unions and ground the whole nation because of Masu, Suna, and that problem. They alone going on strike, the universities will feel the impact and the government will feel the impact. Just imagine that the students come on Monday and they cannot enter the universities. What is going to happen? It is going to be anarchy. Just imagine that the students go and the classrooms are locked. The offices are not opened. The lecturers have no electricity to maybe give their lectures. No water to clean your hands, or maybe even drink or do one thing or the other. Imagine that the utilities come to a standstill in the universities because they're on strike. I mean, how would the universities be able to move on, in that kind of situation?
Okay.
So they don't really need any external help. They are strong enough to fight their cause.
Okay, our guests in the studio actually are here for a World Kidney Day, and I think we'll buy into your time a little.
Kidneys are very important. Kidneys are very important. We just lost a colleague to end-stage kidney disease, and we've lost quite a number of them. I lost a senior colleague just a few years back also in our faculty, the pioneer acting director of the veterinary teaching hospital. We lost him to end-stage kidney failure. Over the years, we've lost several people. I've lost friends, relations, people very dear to me due to kidney disease, kidney failure. And so it's very important. I'm happy that we'll be talking about the kidneys today. It's very crucial.
And thank you, Prof. Before we even give him time to start talking, before his colleague joined to, unveil the entire package of the discussion we have regarding kidney, this one is very key. We talk about too. Our federal government restores electricity to Niger, lifts sanctions, reopen border.
This is long overdue. You see, last year we were making a lot of noise on this platform and shouting and screaming that those sanctions on Niger Republic and other African countries are unnecessary. What has he achieved? We've punished ourselves for nothing. Do you know how many hundreds of trucks were grounded at the Niger border? The ones that were supposed to come into Nigeria and the ones that were supposed to go from Nigeria to Niger Republic. I mean, people lost hundreds of millions and billions of naira because of that unnecessary closure of the border. As a punishment to Niger Republic, we punished ourselves. So the government is doing what should have not. They shouldn't have even imposed those sanctions in the first place. We shouldn't even have threatened Niger, Burkina Faso in the first place. We shouldn't have threatened that we are going to go to war with our neighbor, with our friends, Niger Republic. So I'm happy that the sanctions have been lifted today. It means electricity supply to Niger Republic will continue, water supply to Niger Republic. It means free trade between us and Niger Republic. It also means that the defreezing of accounts owned by Niger Republic in Nigeria and other West African countries. It means that literally we're returning back to where we used to be. And this is welcomed. And like I said in the first place, it was unnecessary. What we did, we've not achieved anything. At the end of the day, we're back to square one. What have we achieved? the military regime is still there in Niger Republic, and they will continue to be there. And the people of Niger Republic say that they like even the military regime. So why do you want to force the military regime to be out? You know, allow the people. Let's stop unnecessary interference in the governance of other countries. That's why I like China. China doesn't interfere in other countries. They have a policy of non-interference in the affairs of other countries. But Nigeria, we want to interfere. ECOWAS, we want to interfere. You know, some other nations that like interfering. It is not a good thing. It doesn't help you. At the end of the day, you punish yourself in trying to punish, you know, those nations. When you impose sanctions, it is the poor people that suffer.
And this sanction, Prof, you know, is solidly not like the affair Nigeria's thing to have done. It was meant for ECOWAS. So it was not like a Nigerian thing, but because, of course, the role that the president is playing at the moment.
Yes, he's the chairman of ECOWAS. So Nigeria is the giant.
So it means like it's Nigeria. And if you would have studied some comments about this, it's referred to Nigeria and not ECOWAS. It's like every other country is left from the blame. They are not being blamed for this, but Nigeria.
Absolutely. It's just like NATO. Remove the US. Do you have any NATO? Because the US alone is stronger than all the other NATO countries put together. So when you are the strongest among the people, the blame goes to you.
It goes to you.
That's why you see that everybody is blaming His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what is happening in Nigeria. Even what the governors are supposed to do, the local government chairman, they're not doing it. They will still blame Bola Ahmed Tinubu because he's the president. You know, they will not blame themselves. They're supposed to blame there are things the governors should do, the local government chairman should do. But meet the course seller on the street. She will say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our problem. It's Tinubu that is the problem.
Yes.
So I think it's a natural human tendency.
I think since this conversation has tilted towards talking about Niger, I want to commend the effort of the military there, because I've seen a viral video where the people were receiving Nigerians who for some reasons ran over there to find some shelter. They helped them, they gave them good place, good food and all that, not minding what they accused Nigeria of. It's not accusation, by the way. So they received Nigerians even over there, took good care of them.
Yes, absolutely. We have thousands of Nigerian refugees in Niger Republic. So far they're well treated, well accommodated. And across the border, we speak the same language, especially for us from the extreme north and even the north central. When you cross into Niger, you meet them speaking HAUSA and Fulfulde. So you still feel at home. I'm happy that now we can cross the border easily. Our organization was supposed to go to Niger Republic last year. Because of this closure of the border, we could not go. And we were to go with humanitarian help. We were to go to impact lives of hundreds and thousands. But because of the closure of the border, that could not take place. I'm happy that the border has been opened, so our organization can go in, and many other organizations can go in to help the people of Niger Republic. Much needed help. But unfortunately, let me say that some of the help will be coming late. Because some of the people who are supposed to have received the help maybe have already been deceased, maybe they have died. Some of them maybe have relocated, left the place, or one thing or the other. But at least better late than never. So
when the word sanction is mentioned, people look at it from the surface, and there are a lot of things that comes with it. Like, for instance, you just mentioned your desire, you planned to have visited that region, but because of the sanction, you couldn't make it. If you don't mind at this point.
And we are not politicians.
We're not.
But we are affected
except for tomorrow.
Political decision.
Except for tomorrow, sir. Prof, we are not politicians, except what tomorrow offers.
Well, we don't know yet. Nigerian politics is really dicey, and we need to sanitize it if we want the nation to move forward.
Okay, Manga Daniel is seated to my right, actually. If you don't mind, Prof, I would want to engage him so he begins to unveil the package for the discussion about kidney.
The month of March generally is regarded as World Kidney Month, and every second Thursday of the month of March is regarded as World Kidney Day. And this year we are looking at the theme advancing equitable access to care and optimal medication practice. That is the theme for this very particular year.
Okay.
Over the years, you come to discover that this kidney disease is on a geometric increase. It's not a Nigerian kind of a thing. It's a global problem.
Okay.
It's a global emergency. That's what I call it. Because statistics shows that in Nigeria alone we have about 25 million kidney cases, and globally over 850 million cases. And the most unfortunate is that 90% of the patients are unaware that they have it. What it means is, if, for instance, 10 people should have it, only 1 out of the 10 is aware that he or she has it. The remaining 9 have it, but they don't know. Which, as a matter of emergency, I repeat, as a matter of emergency, it implies that we are sitting on a time bomb. So, working with the NGO called HIT International, what we are doing is that we are raising alarm.
Okay.
We tell the members of the general public the causes of this deadly disease so that they can avoid it.
Okay.
And we usually do that through the radio station, TV station, schools, churches, stroke mosque, and other corporate organizations. So if you wouldn't mind, I will dive into the major causes of it so that people can protect themselves from this deadly disease called kidney.
Okay, I'll give you a few minutes to say that, because Prof would have to be giving us some his yes, he has something to say, but just after you make good use of your few minutes to tell us the causes.
Okay, I'll just summarize. Like, number 1 cause of it is when you are fond of not drinking enough water on a daily basis.
Is that?
Yes, that is number 1 cause of it. So we advise that the members of the general public should drink enough water every day, at least 3 liters. And the word at least mean you should drink more than 3 liters, not less than 3 liters. And one of the most common questions again that people usually ask us are, how can they know that they are drinking enough water? Because anytime you want to drink water, you mustn't be measuring liter by liter before you drink. So how you know they are drinking enough water is from the color of your urine. So anytime you urinate and you discover that your urine is yellowish in color, it's a very big warning. It means you are not drinking enough water and you stand at a very high risk of getting it. So what is the way out? The only way out is anytime you urinate and you discover that your urine is yellowish in color, you are expected to go and look for water and drink, whether you are thirsty or not, until your urine obtains its normal color.
Wow.
Yes, we call it the amber color. And amber color is a very faint yellow.
Okay.
And the number 2 cause of it is keeping the urine unnecessarily in the bladder. When you don't urinate on time, it's another big problem. When you keep urine unnecessarily in the bladder, it multiplies bacteria that goes over to attack the kidney. So don't keep urine unnecessarily in the bladder. And number 3 is eating meat in excess. You see one person finish a full chicken, only him. To him is enjoying. We are not saying I shouldn't eat meat at all. 1 or 2 pieces is okay. I was posted for my clinicals at General Hospital Turu is in Bauchi State.
Yes.
So when I got there, I had the opportunity of addressing the NSCDC staff. And one of them told me that every blessed day he eats 2,000 or 3,000 naira meat. I said, sir, it's too much for you.
Proud.
Yes, and he was so proud of it. I said, sir, it's too much for you. That is going to reduce to 1,000 naira meat per day. I said, even the 1,000 naira meat per day is not good for your system. I said, sir, you have hypertension. That how do I know? I said, anybody that eats a lot of meat must go down with high blood pressure.
Okay.
So he said that he's going to work on it. So we advise that if in case you are fond of eating meat consistently or too much of it, reduce it.
Okay.
And they did, okay.
Well, that depends on where he goes to get this meat. You know, you can just have a portion of meat, very small, that can go for 10,000 naira. So it all depends.
You see, somebody was even telling me yesterday that not everybody can afford meat in this generation. But there are people that can.
So it's like a help now.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So we just advise that if you want to eat meat, don't eat too much. Instead of you even eat meat, it will be far better for you to eat fish. And there's a research that shows that people who live longest on earth, they don't even eat meat at all. We call them vegetarians.
Wow.
Yes, they live longest on earth.
Okay, very briefly, you've already mentioned that it's like we're seated on a time bomb.
Yeah, we are sitting on a time
bomb. I want you to describe how dangerous this is, because for us in this country, one of the reasons we do the things we should do to help ourselves, it is when we perceive how deadly that can be. I'm not saying you should scare the people.
Yes, no, I'm not trying to scare the people, but let me come in this angle. In the whole of this country, we don't have up to 250 nephrologists.
And what do you mean by that?
Nephrologists. Who are nephrologists? The nephrologists are doctors that specialize on kidney. You can imagine 250, and we don't even have up to 250. And what is the population of Nigeria? Approximately 200 million. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to tell people the cause of this so that they can avoid it, because when this issue should escalate, 250 nephrologists cannot manage millions of kidney cases.
This is serious. I will let Prof come in here.
Yeah, you know, and the age of that NSCD staff. As people get older, you should take less meat. You're not a primary school child that is trying to take a lot of protein. You know, animal protein for that matter. You're already an adult. All you need is a maintenance ration, if I will call it. So why take a lot of meat? You know, it's a problem. We have a colleague that is having that problem. I went to his house one day. And the guy was taking meat. In fact, one of my junior colleagues collected the meat from him and says, "You're not supposed to take meat. What's your problem?" You know, because they have slaughtered the whole cow and they're frying it here and there, and he has to, you know, keep enjoying the meat even when he knows, you know, his legs are swollen. He's having problem. He still wants to eat it. We had a prominent man from my village, and he was, in fact, he had to receive help from India. When he came back, they have told him, stop taking meat, even completely.
Wow.
After he discovered he had stabilized for some weeks and months, one day he just said, Kai, these people are cheating me. And they said I should not take meat. He just went back to his meat consumption. And he, you know, he's wealthy, he can afford it. Unfortunately, we lost him later. So this is a serious issue. You know, now could be, you can see that these are colleagues that showing you, telling you why I move with water.
Yes, Prof always come with water. And with every break, Prof will just go and sip a little and come back. And I was telling myself, I said, I would have to learn from Prof, even if I might not know what's really the secret is behind it.
Get that amber color urine that he's talking about, you know. It's very important.
Yes,
you know, when I was in Southeast Asia, those Malaysians are always drinking water. I see them, they move about from the old days, gray hair people, they are carrying water bottles with them. As they sit down, they sip water. They sip water from time to time. They will be sipping water. You know, it's not a problem for them. Here in Nigeria, some people have said to us that you're saying we should drink water. There are no toilets. I'll be going to toilet if I take water, so I don't want to take water. You know, they say it's inconvenience in having to go to the toilets that are not available. It's better you inconvenience yourself and look for somewhere to urinate than to have a disease that will kill you. You know, it's better you have the inconvenience.
It's better you drink all the water.
So and then drink water again and again, morning, afternoon, evening, at night. In fact, make it a habit. The last thing you do before sleeping, take some water. The first thing when you wake up in the morning, drink water. Drink water on an empty stomach. You know, sometimes we tell people, drink some water. When they wake up in the morning, they will say, I've not eaten from TUNTBE. You know, so how can you drink water on an empty stomach? They have not eaten food. They must eat food first before they drink water. They don't know that it's fantastic and wonderful for the body system to just drink water, even on an empty stomach, because the kidney will flush, wash itself, cleanse itself, you know, with all that water. So I encourage people, keep drinking water, take less of sugar, less of salt. Our foods are very salty. Our people consume too much salt, and it's not good for our health. Too much salt, too much sugar, all those things, they are not good for our health.
Oh my. And I guess that is your parting word, because this is the last minute now.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so anything more, of course.
Yeah, there will always be more, you know.
All right,
we need to be healthy to be able to fulfill our goals and our dreams and aspirations in life. If you are not healthy, you can't do anything. Imagine the person who is sick, lying down in the hospital. What can he do? And that's why we must take care of our health. Health is wealth, and that is a true saying. Health is wealth. Take good care of your health so that you can fulfill those dreams, those visions, those aspirations, those New Year resolutions, those goals, those targets you've set for yourself. Take good care of your health.
All right, thank you so much, our listener and our viewer. It's time for us to go on a very short break. We'll be coming back because Manga Daniel is seated to my right, and just after Prof take his leave, Josiah Mildred will be joining us, and we continue talking about health is wealth. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your tax taxpayer mansion? How was your
Unity. Unity TV.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It kill love, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Mr. Politician? It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer man?
Also Unity 93.3 FM. It's Unity Train. We're reaching you live from the hills of ZINARIYA in just North Plateau State, Nigeria. Remember, Plateau is the home of peace and tourism. And don't forget again that it's 14th March, the year 2024. Adamu is my name, and let's just do this. Today, I would love to apologize because Prof will not have to be with me on air throughout the show because we have guests in the studio, and they'll be helping us talk about health is wealth, particularly in terms of kidney. Today is said to be World Kidney Day, and so they are here to create awareness on how we would help ourselves to keep fit. All right, in the studio, it has been Manga Daniel, and he's been joined by Josiah Mildred. And so let's continue with the conversations. Earlier on, you talked about...
yes, I talked about drinking water.
A lot of it.
A lot of water. And then I also talked about keeping urine unnecessarily in the bladder, which also leads to kidney disease. And then I also talked about eating meat in excess, which is number 3. And then the number 4 is the delay in treatment of urinary tract infection.
Okay.
Popularly known as toilet infection.
Okay.
Professionally, we don't have anything like toilet infection, but I'm just using it so that we can...
People don't understand.
Yes, and then this infection has become very common in the society. Another research shows that you hardly see out of 10, you hardly see 1 or 2 that don't have infection. And this affects the female folks the more. Yes. So I want to advise the members of the general public that in case you have this urinary tract infection or the toilet infection, try and look for lasting solution to it before it gets out of hand.
Okay. When you talk about taking enough water,
yes, sir.
Okay, I think I should just come to Mildred. Yes, it's minerals, like taking some soft drinks, so to say. Is it not? Will this solve the whole issue?
Actually, we are coming to that.
We're coming to that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so please, let's just have it, the full package, because in the next 15 minutes, we'll put on the studio line so that our listener will get to call and we hear from them.
Okay, in that case, I would like her to talk about those the remaining ones.
Okay, yes, Mildred, let's hear a lady's voice today. I'm sure our listener who is of the female folk will be so happy to hear from you. So,
well, you talked about minerals. Actually, minerals are examples of processed food, and eating processed food consistently tends to increase the risk of kidney failure. What are processed food or junk food? Junk food are foods that are not in their natural state, which you gave an example of mineral. So mineral, we are not saying is bad, but you need to take it in. You shouldn't make it a habit.
Okay.
You shouldn't make it a habit because it tends to give room for your kidneys to actually have problems.
okay. Oh, that's great. But then, Now, if one is already in for it, like you already have kidney issues, okay, how do you intend one should be able to manage? What is your advice to someone who is already in for it?
In for kidney failure?
Yes.
Okay. If you are aware that you have kidney failure, the advice here is you need to go to the hospital, because in the hospital you need to go for dialysis. That is if your kidney failure has maybe, or you notice is actually on the early stage, because dialysis can also help your kidneys to maintain a healthy life.
Is there a cure? Before Manga will be telling us about the team, probably I'm sure that the team has the package of what you intend to talk about the more. Before Manga will get to talk about that, tell us if this, can it be managed?
Yes, it can be managed, but cure, it doesn't have a cure, but it can be managed. That is, if you notice the kidney problem at early age, because when it gets worsened, the only thing is to just be praying for you, because it has gone so far.
All right.
Okay. Let me add to what she said. Kidney disease, they are divided into two.
Okay.
We have the acute kidney disease and we have the chronic kidney disease. The acute kidney disease can be managed either by medication or diet. When you discover that at the early stage, you can manage it. But what the chronic kidney disease cannot be managed by any medication. You either undergo dialysis, which is very expensive, or go for kidney transplant, which is extremely expensive. So that is why we always advise that the members of the general public should always checkmate their kidney at least once in a year, so that when you declare it at the early stage, at the acute stage, you can manage it. But once it gets to chronic, there's no medication.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
See this. This is something else. Well, you'll be telling us about the... Before you do, let me read this. Miss Lucy David Na, an indigent of Plateau State from Basa local government area, a core member presently serving at Badawa in Kano State, has been diagnosed of a kidney failure. She needs your support of 18 million naira for surgical transplant in all. May God bless you richly as you support. And I have account number here, 2292705711, UBA. The name is David Michael Na, brother to this very lady. Now, it is because you mentioned that this is extremely expensive. Now, as we speak right now, this lady is in the city of Jos. She's supposed to be serving in Kano.
Wow.
Yes, but she's back and she's sick. And 18 million naira is needed. This is huge.
Very huge.
All right, then let's keep talking about the team for this year.
Advancing equitable access to care and the optimal medication practice. You know, it's not everybody that have the means to access or to afford to manage kidney disease. That is why we are kind of appealing that prevention is better than cure, and we are also appealing to the government to look into it. If they can make those centers very much available, because as I'm talking to you, in the whole of this country, if I'm not mistaken, we don't have up to 200 dialysis centers. I don't get it. So that it will aid in managing those that are already victim of it. That is number one. And then we also don't have, how will I call it, adequate publicity to the members of the general public in order for them to know what is at stake if they don't prevent themselves from it. So there is only one governor in this country that is a former governor of Ebonyi State that I think he made effort into even making provision for dialysis, the dialysis machine, making it available for his state. I think if other government will look into it, it's going to aid a lot. And then if the government can also aid in subsidizing the cost of dialysis, because I learned that a dialysis session is about 70,000 naira, and some used to get dialyzed 1, 2, or even 3 times in a week. You can imagine 70,000 naira times 3 in a week is a huge amount of money. That is 210,000, and then in a month you are talking about over 840,000 approximately. So if the government can come into it to aid, that will go a very long way, sir.
Oh my.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. The lady in the house, so what have you to talk about? Let's begin to advise our listener even right now.
Okay.
Because I discover this is an emergency situation. Because in every 10, according to Daniel, you would find out that it's just one person expected to have known that he or she, has this problem.
Okay.
So
the advice we have here for people out there is, 1, you need to be going to the hospital, checking your health status to know that, yes, whether you have this kidney problem. And that, like he said earlier on, taking enough water will actually help. And enough water, we mean like at least daily you need to take like 3 liters of water. We are not saying it should be less than that, but if you can take more than that, is okay. And then foods like ogu leaf, moringa leaf, roselle or sorrel, exercises, foods like watermelon, foods like lemon juice, they can actually help in these kidney problems.
Oh, I would have loved to continue, but I think I need to engage our listener and viewer right now, just in case we would have some questions from them. Our viewer and listener, it's time for you to join the conversation. The studio line remains the same, 070-3235-3315. If you call, just tell me your name, and remember to do all that you have to do within 1 minute. 070-3235-3315. For text messages, 0808-478-9999. Let's begin. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Good morning, yes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Nahude. I was calling from Terminal.
It's good to hear from you. You have a minute.
Well, just have spoken well this morning.
Thank you.
There's some certain question that I want to ask. The number one is talking about water. I thank God that I'm always taking water, whether cool or dry, whether like.
You're safe.
But the issue is now, what of those that are consuming alcohol more than water? That's number one. Number two, how will somebody know when you have something like this to die? And then number three, taking up a lot of like all this Togo, Kunu, and so on and so forth. Is really good for a woman. Yes.
All right.
That's another one. Then there's somebody I know is he's suffering from sugar. The doctor said that we can't eat anything, all this fruit, watermelon, pineapple, and so on and so forth. All these fruits, nothing. Just only eating raw. You understand?
All right.
So, and he's saying that people should eat like tofu and other vegetables that she mentioned.
Yes.
So that's why.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. We'll make good use of our time. If you call, you keep making good use of it too. In a minute, let's have your name, location, and your submission. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kudri.
You're welcome. Your name?
My name is Abdurrahman. I'm calling from Kayatarwa.
Let's hear you in a minute, please.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. So my God bless you. I'm rewarding you for doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Because we are only you are broadcasting, it is very enlightening and indicated.
Oh, mine.
So let me talk to our Nigerian leaders.
Okay.
Because we have a wet-blanking leaders in our country. So because that is why we are not getting any development in our country.
Oh, mine.
Because, for instance, now that that the issue of the expenses of the food commodities, especially of this serious fasting.
Yes.
So the food commodity is supposed to reduce. So
it's not.
I hope federal government and the state government should be look and do something. So that is my take.
Thank you so much, the man from Kadedi. And Good morning, Kubi, and the Prof in the house. Keep the good work going. May the Almighty God continue to bless you and guide. God bless the nations and Unity FM radio and TV, and also Ramadan Kareem to Muslim brothers. This is from Fidela. Thank you so much, Fadela. Okay, and another one here says, good morning, sir, and it's from Muridi Tarbia. Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from Johnson.
In a minute, let's have your submission.
Yes, I will comment the guests who have spoken very well, enlightening us more about this kidney issue.
All right.
You see, this is a very, very serious disease, but there is need for awareness because most people do not know awareness of how important to take care of the kidney, especially taking water and the other activities. That's why there is more of advocation instead of health, because most of our people, when it comes to health, we see that they are having that adventure attitude. But if there is more of advocation, I think people will get it right. Yes, I want to ask you about the issue of taking water. The water that the person is taking, must it be cool water or hot water? That's one thing that I want to ask.
All right.
Because it's majority, some people always like taking tea, every time they like taking hot water. So how is it effective in the kidney? Thank you very much, God bless.
Thank you so much. I'm from Favor Esther Bulu. Say good morning, Kubi, and the professor in the studio. May God continue to bless you both for educating us and the general public free of charge. Our health should be well taken care of, because health is wealth. Our body should be taken of before any other thing. God bless Unity 93.3 FM, Plateau State and Nigeria at large. We pray for a better Nigeria of our dreams. Bulus Esther Uhuman in Farangada. Thank you, Bulus Esther, for always being there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, that is not getting us. And from Aminu Abdullahi Shuaibu say good morning, Kubi, and the professor in the studio. I'm watching you live from Rico's new layout. I think, opened border between Nigeria and Nigeria is a welcome development, because it will boost the economy of both countries, and that's true, I believe. And from this one say good morning, gentlemen in the studio. I salute for the wonderful job. Indeed, we need peace in our country, Nigeria, and I'm Abdurrahman Yusuf from Kadedi. Okay, I think we've heard from him already. Thank you so much. I have but a few more to read on text messages. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. Okay, good morning, Professor B and could be about the warning strike. When I had a professor saying maybe until the received alert, that makes me remember the last month NLC strike, when the protesting start recovering alerts, they have to leave the protest venue because money is oxygen from Aliyu Maza. Okay, with any protest, if there will be alerts even on the ground. Okay, Bulus Esther, thank you. I think I read that on Facebook already. Thank you, Bulus Esther, for always. Thanks for the enlightenment, but I want our guests to know that in this hard time, it's not easy for a poor man to get slice of meat a day, IBB. Okay, so poverty has helped. Okay, hardship has helped a lot of us not to even have meat. Okay, good morning, Kubi and the guest. What is the risk of donating one of your kidney to another? I deal with me about Shirin Road. Thank you. I think that's the much we can take. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
I'm calling from
Okay, speak up. You have a minute.
So, mine is just a question. So I had someone like ask the same question.
All right.
For instance, you say you categorize soft drinks and minerals as overprocessed food that have negative effects to the kidney. So my question is that, what of the cooling and the tea? That just because I'm a high consumer of tea, I used to take tea.
All right, so
I just want to know whether it is good for my kidney or not. That's all my question. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Because you've mentioned kunu there, so I would want them to answer. So probably I'm a high consumer of kunu too, so let me get to know that. Before you do that, I quickly want to say, okay, I think let's just give you 5 minutes to do that, please.
Okay, let me attempt the questions. Kunu and zobo is much more better compared to some of these processed drinks, these minerals that we take consistently. And then the kunu and zobo, let me make emphasis with the zobo. Not the type of zobo they usually spoil with jolly juice, fresh, quick, and saccharin. Not that type of zobo. Let it be in its natural state. So it's better that way. And then the other question is risk of donating kidney.
Okay, but well, you are not saying jolly juice and other things. They
are processed food.
They are processed food. Yes. It's not as if they are poisonous.
They are poisonous, and then we always advise that reduce the intake of processed food.
Good, reduce it.
Yes,
Thank you.
Reduce it. And then the risk of donating kidney. Yes, when you donate your kidney, in most occasions you develop complication and die.
In most occasions.
Yes, develop complication and die. So we have cases whereby somebody went to help someone with kidney. It was a man who went to help his mother with one of his kidney. He died after 2 days. The mother is still living till date. So usually come with complication. Okay. So all the bottom line is prevention is better than
prevention. Okay.
Yes, and there's somebody talk about cold or water. It's not good to actually take water that's extremely cold. We advise water at room temperature or warm water. Okay. Water at room temperature or warm water is going to help.
I can't wait for you to get to kunu and tea.
Yeah, kunu and tea. Let me start from the tea. We are not saying that you shouldn't take tea at all. Once in a while is okay, but you can imagine taking it every day. It's not good for your system. They are processed food.
Okay.
But kunu is okay. As I've said, don't put too much of this artificial sweetening in it. It's going to affect
artificial.
Yeah, artificial sweetening. And then the other person asks about...
Well, I think the other question was, I think the first caller was actually asking of smoking and drinking, and also included zobo, which you have talked about. Well, smoking and drinking has a way of increasing your blood pressure. So, for you to, and blood pressure is actually a disease cause that actually leads to kidney failure. So, for you to have your healthy kidneys and for you to live a healthy life, I think staying or abstaining yourself from smoking and drinking so that to stop this high blood pressure, because high blood pressure can also lead to kidney failure. So I think abstinence will actually help a lot.
Abstinence.
Yes, sir.
Oh my. So,
and this, as my colleagues have rightly said, hypertension and diabetes are the leading cause of chronic kidney disease globally. So in case you have these two, we advise that pay close attention to it. By eating right and by going to the hospital time to for medical checkup. That is what we advise for now.
And also control your sugar level.
Control
for
your
people that have diabetes.
Oh my. Well, before you say your final word and we check out of the studio, I would love to read this too. This one is, what a good day for the people of Plateau State today, 14th March 2024. I guess this one was meant for yesterday. His Excellency's birthday, Senator Da Jonah David Jang, a man of great wisdom, integrity, principles, and great achiever. May God give you good health and longer life. You are a blessing and you are blessed. Powered by, Honorable Felix Punku JP from Igbo community. Honorable Felix, thank you so much. You're doing me proud because you are representing the good people of Igbo community in Plateau State. Always saying one or two things concerning Igbo people in the Plateau. All right, your final words, please.
My father always, prevention is better than cure, and I think I would do justice if I just highlight maybe one or two signs and symptoms of the kidney disease.
Before you do that, ladies first, your final word.
Okay, as the saying goes, health is wealth.
Yes.
So as the red flags of kidney failures, as we have mentioned, if you are out there and you have listened to all of the discussions, I think abstinence of these red flags will actually help a lot. And then the signs and symptoms comes after.
Okay. Okay, someone actually asked if there is any symptom.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from you.
Okay, signs and symptoms. Number one is back pain. I was invited to speak in a conference. When I say back pain, almost half of the women, they pack their hair and put on their heads. But not all back pains are symptoms of kidney disease, actually. So if you know you're experiencing back pain, go to the hospital to be sure that it's not a kidney disease. And then we also have your ribs region pain, this angle. If your ribs region is paining you, if you're experiencing ache, go to the hospital. It may be kidney disease. It also comes with hematuria. Hematuria is a professional name with blood in the urine.
Right.
Once you use to urinate and you discover that it's somehow reddish in color, it's a sign that you may have a kidney disease. And then it comes with edema. Edema is a swelling of the foot around the ankle region. Once you discover that, it could be that you may have kidney disease. It comes with general itching of the body too. If time to time you usually experience general itching of the body, it could be one of the signs. And then it also comes with puffy eye. Not that you just wake up in the morning, you just discover your eyes, the surroundings of your eye is swollen, and you just go and buy eye drop. No.
Okay.
It could be kidney.
All right.
Yeah,
is that your final word?
Yeah, prevention is better than cure. That's my final word.
All right, prevention is better than cure. Before I leave the studio, I would love to say these. On Sunday, 10th of March at about 1:30 p.m., a woman entered a commercial tricycle, that is Keke Napeb, from Bakinrafi U-turned to Rukuba Road, Rukuba Tractor Alheri Zaria Road, when the woman and two other female passengers stopped, leaving a relatively sizable handbag containing a complete ceremonial uniform of Girls Brigade. Babies wears one pair of adult shoe, bunch of empty small size envelopes, and then notebook, and approximately the sum of 8,000 naira was also left in there. Well, the said commercial tricycle headed to Gadabu with one passenger in there. Should the items be in your possession, kindly take it to Ekwa Alheri or Ekwa Utand, or you can call me on 0808-478-9999. Okay, in case the items are not complete, especially the money, do not hesitate to return the remainings to the owner, because I personally commit myself to make sure you are not apprehended for just trying to help. Thank you so much. Thank you for being in the studio.
Thank you very much, sir.
Our lady, thank you for being in the studio. We look forward to giving you more time for this, because you deserve it. All right, the crew who made this possible, I'm talking about our GSM and also Shamsuddin Kabir, DJ Abbas, and Engineer Habib Tichani. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is going to be another lovely day. We'll be here for another interesting edition. Stay tuned and bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.